protect yourself at all times. Do you have any questions?
He mocked Mike Tyson and then paid for it. You won't believe what happened when an inexperienced, cocky boxer chose to make fun of the one and only Mike Tyson before getting in the ring. It was a perfect case of not taking the legend seriously enough, and what happened next was chaos. Want to know who was brave enough to take on Iron Mike and how it all went down? Well, stay tuned to the incredible story of how this competitor's confidence quickly turned into a nightmare he never saw coming. Tyson vs. Donovan Razor Ruddock won on March 18, 1998 at the Mirage in Las Vegas. After the shocking Douglas upset, Tyson was on the path to regaining the heavyweight title by taking on Canadian star Razor Ruddock. The pre-fight hype was intense, with Tyson making a controversial statement to one interviewer. The fight itself was an all-out slugfest from the beginning, with both fighters swinging hard. Tyson worked Ruddock's body in the second round and knocked him down with a left hook near the end of the third. In the sixth, Ruddock showed signs of a potential comeback, but Tyson dominated the seventh, launching a barrage of undefended punches, particularly an overhand right that pushed Ruddock into the ropes. The referee, Richard Steele, stopped the fight, but behind Ruddock, a brawl broke out in the ring as his corner objected to the decision. Tyson vs. Jesse Ferguson on February 16, 1986 at the Houston Fieldhouse in Troy, New York. Ferguson had a pretty good record, including a win over Buster Douglas and a close loss to Carl the Truth Williams. He was chosen to fight Tyson as part of Tyson's journey towards his first title shot. Tyson was already gaining a reputation for his relentless pursuit in the ring, and this fight was no different. In the fifth round, Tyson had Ferguson cornered and unleashed a brutal right uppercut that bloodied Ferguson's nose and seemed like the end. But Ferguson showed tremendous heart and got back onto his feet. However, it didn't last much longer, as Tyson ultimately won by TKO in the sixth round. Tyson's ferocity was described as a frightening aura of brutality, and although he had a quote about trying to punch the bone into the brain, it was deemed too unsuitable for a family newspaper. Hey, do you remember that Tyson vs. Buster Douglas fight back on February 11th, 1990? It was held at the Tokyo Dome, and crazy stuff happened. Douglas, who was a major underdog, managed to knock Tyson out in the 10th round at 1 minute and 22 seconds. It was a huge upset because Tyson had been so dominant, and Douglas was relatively unknown, ranking only 7th at the time. People expected Tyson to knock him out quickly, but Douglas surprised everyone with his excellent defensive plan. Tyson did manage to knock Douglas down in the 8th round, but Douglas recovered, and in the 10th, he delivered a powerful uppercut followed by a flurry that finished the fight. Tyson couldn't beat the count, and that's how Douglas won. Now let's talk about another memorable Tyson fight, the one against Evander Holyfield on June 28, 1997 at the MGM Grand Arena in Las Vegas. Holyfield won this one by disqualification in the 3rd round. But what made it even more shocking than the Douglas upset was Tyson biting Holyfield's ears, not once, but twice. It was crazy. In their first match, Holyfield had beaten Tyson with an 11th round TKO, and Tyson complained about headbutts. In the rematch, Tyson bit a chunk of Holyfield's right ear during a clinch in the 3rd round. Although Holyfield was in pain, he was deemed fit to continue fighting, so the bout resumed. But Tyson bit his ear again, this time on the left side. The referee, Mills Lane, disqualified Tyson after realizing what he had done. Holyfield suggested afterward that Tyson knew he was about to lose again, so he resorted to the disqualification rather than facing another knockout. Tyson vs. Michael Spinks on June 27, 1988 at the Convention Hall in Atlantic City. Tyson had those WBC, WBA, and IBF title belts, but Spinks held the Ring Magazine title, making him the true champ. People thought Spinks might handle Tyson's wild style, but boy, were they wrong. It looked like an adult against a preteen in the ring. Spinks seemed helpless from the start, and Tyson knocked him out in just 91 seconds. But after that fight, Spinks never stepped into the ring again. That's how dominant Tyson was. Next up is Tyson vs. Trevor Berbick on November 22, 1986 at the Las Vegas Hilton. Tyson was on a roll thanks to his trainer Kevin Rooney and managers Jim Jacobs and Bill Clayton. For this first title fight, they chose Berbick, who had lost 5 times already and was best known for beating the legendary Muhammad Ali in Ali's last official bout. Berbick never stood a chance against Tyson's furious attack. It was over quickly in the 2nd round, and Tyson won by TKO. Tyson versus Peter McNeely on August 19, 1995 at the MGM Grand Garden Arena in Las Vegas. This was Tyson's first opponent after being away from boxing for 4 years due to legal issues. McNeely, from a boxing family, had a decent record and almost got a title shot, but he wasn't a top 10 contender. So he got the chance to make big money by facing Tyson in his comeback fight. McNeely started strong, attacking Tyson from the get-go, but Tyson's powerful right hand put him down early in the first round. McNeely continued to pursue aggressively, but a left from Tyson wobbled him, and then a sneaky right uppercut sent him sprawling to the canvas. At this point, McNeely's corner had seen enough and threw in the towel, leading to Tyson's victory. Now let's talk about Tyson versus Mitch Blood Green on May 20th, 1986 at Madison Square Garden in New York City. This fight was significant for Tyson's career, as it was his debut at MSG, and it played a role in marketing him as a global attraction. Green, however, was not happy about the massive pay gap between them, but he agreed to the fight when promised a title shot if he won. The fight itself was dull, with Tyson unable to dominate Green or score a knockdown. But what makes this fight stand out is the street fight that occurred between Tyson and Green 2 years later in Harlem. They ran into each other at a clothing store, and Green, still angry about money, got into a confrontation with Tyson. Tyson reportedly struck Green, opening a cut that needed 5 stitches, but Tyson ended up with a broken hand. Green had some harsh words after the altercation, emphasizing his anger and frustration. Now there's Tyson versus Marvis Frazier on July 26, 1986 at the Civic Center in Glens Falls, New York. Marvis, the son of legendary boxer Joe Frazier, received a lot of attention from the media, claiming he would attack Tyson from the start instead of trying to go the distance. But that plan didn't last long. Tyson immediately tore it to shreds by delivering a lightning-fast right uppercut in the first few seconds of the fight. Frazier crumbled to his knees and couldn't recover, resulting in another quick knockout for Tyson. Despite his father's strategy, Tyson proved he was a force to be reckoned with in the ring. Now let's go back to Tyson's earliest days in the boxing world. Tyson versus Henry Tillman on July 6, 1984 at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. This fight was significant as it was the moment Tyson was introduced to the public. The media presented his uncommon story, from his problematic childhood to how he was discovered by the legendary trainer Cus D'Amato, who became more like a guardian to him than just a trainer. Tyson's style wasn't ideal for amateur boxing, and he was still developing at that point. Tillman had frustrated Tyson during the Olympic trials and U.S. Olympic box-offs. Despite not winning a gold medal in Los Angeles, Tyson's handlers knew he had immense potential and a compelling story that would make him a star soon enough. So they focused on transitioning him into the professional ranks, where he eventually became one of the greatest boxers of all time. These Tyson fights were full of twists and turns, both inside and outside the ring, making them memorable moments in boxing history. Thanks for watching! What was the most shocking part of the fight for you? Please share your ideas in the comments below, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to our channel for more exciting boxing stories and sports analysis.